Hi everybody, I'm Jen Thompson and I'm here talking about my new service called Nutrition Response Testing. I have a lot of people asking, what is it? What are you doing? So why not take you through a little example of what it all is about. I have my daughter Finley here today. She is going to be my model for you and kind of be demonstrating what I do. I'm just going to talk through it kind of quickly and then do a quick demo on her because every case is different. When I meet with somebody, it's talking about their health history, it's talking about their symptoms, and trying to pinpoint what's really going on in the body instead of, you've got high blood pressure, let's take a blood pressure medication. Oh, that one's not working over a month or 2 months time, okay, let's take a different one. And it's a guess approach. This is more asking the body what it's looking for, what it needs. It's based upon the nervous system, your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system. If they're not working correctly, if they're switched up, if something in the organ system is blocked or it's feeling like it's clogged with something that we might be able to detect, we're trying to pinpoint that here. If your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system isn't working, it's kind of like your gas pedal's always on and your brake doesn't work, or vice versa. If you get a full night's rest and you're still tired in the morning, something just could be wrong with your nervous system. And this whole test is helping to figure things out based on symptoms and based on what the body's telling us. So what makes this a little bit different than other types of muscle testing is I have these cool little kits that has actual energy levels of residences of different things like heavy metals or chemicals that we may be in contact with a lot. I've got one with food sensitivities and then also with parasites and bacteria. So these vials actually contain those energies, and when placed against the body, I'm asking the body if it has an issue with them or not. So it's been quite interesting. I've done this many times on myself. It's so fascinating to understand, oh my gosh, I have a parasite. Okay, what can I do about that? So once we do this assessment, it makes my Fresh Start program even more detailed and results driven. Or if you're not going to do the full Fresh Start program, I'm just going to be able to help you make suggestions into your lifestyle, things to fix so that we can get rid of the heavy metal, get rid of the bacteria, and get you feeling better instead of just another Band-Aid fix. Another thing that I'm always learning, and I just was watching a podcast the other day, and it was about blood work, okay? I love getting blood work done, actually, to see what's going on in my body, but what I guess I didn't put together is supplements can make your blood work look good, but it still might not be fixing the root cause. So I'm bound and determined for my own health to figure out what the root cause is, and then anybody that I'm working with. I love being able to do this on children. My kids, I've been doing this on now for a couple months now that I've learned it, and I think it's gonna be super helpful as a mom to figure out what's going on with them. And then get them the supplement that they really need instead of just guessing and throwing something at them and their body might reject it. Okay, how many of you have taken antibiotics for something and then you actually got worse? So it's really just trying to figure out what's going on with the body by asking it. Okay, so I will test people standing real quick, and then I will actually lay them down majority of the time. If you cannot lay down like this, we can test you in a seated position or standing. It's just person to person. But for this example, I'm just gonna have Finley laying down, and we need to test to see if she's actually receptive to this testing. So I'm just gonna ask her to give me back the same pressure that I'm putting on her arm, and it's gonna see if her body is gonna be able to be tested. Ready? Okay. Her arm isn't going anywhere, and she's not over pushing me. I can kind of sense that on people too. Sometimes their shoulders will pop up, or they'll get that little blood vessel going around their vein on their head. I can tell, like they're holding their breath, that they're trying to fight me. We don't need that. We're not in a competition here. I'm just asking them to give me this equal pressure, and it's kind of a practice thing at first too. Okay, so then I do a couple more tests to see if things are working correctly, and I'll explain the whole thing as we're going through person to person. Okay, the next really cool part is the body scan, because I can be testing the body. Okay, the sympathetic nervous system's working fine, but now, like, is there any organ that's causing all these symptoms with the person? Okay, so I could do a quick scan through the body, putting pressure on different points of the body. And if something goes weak, okay, keep pushing. Then we just talk about symptoms that's going on. And I can tell too when people start to get tired. I do a quick scan. And she can't resist some of these times, because that's the body telling me what's going on. When that arm went down, there was some sort of weakness. When I got to her, part of her intestines, it was telling me, something's wrong. Instead of my energy going to the organ and shutting down the organ, it sent the energy to the arm to tell me the message that something's not right here. This little girl does have some gut issues sometimes, so that one was no big surprise. Okay, so we go through that whole body scan, and then if there's any weakness, that's when I bring out my kits. So let's just do one example first. There's 5 stressors that I will try to see what's going on with that organ. So her gut was a little weak, so I would put the food sensitivities down first. Okay, it'll stay. And I want to put my pressure back on that organ that was sensitive, and it went down. So then I would pinpoint with her fingers being on each vial which food sensitivity was causing that weakness in the stomach. So then once we find that weakness, we look to the lifestyle change. What can we do? We can eliminate that food for like 10 days and see what happens if we bring it back after elimination. So many times people will eliminate everything and get so frustrated and still not really understand what's going on with their health. So this is a great way of pinpointing. Okay, so then once we figure that food, we go on to bacterias. Okay, is the stomach, having a problem with some kind of bacteria or virus? Guess what? The virus that has been around for the last couple years is in this kit. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see if you're having symptoms, long haul symptoms, if we can really figure out what's going on and do something about it. I also have the heavy metals and toxic chemicals that are around us a lot. So these are showing, the body's telling me if there's something that is lingering in the body that shouldn't be, and that organ's having a difficult time with it. If there's multiple organs that pop up in this body scan, then I prioritize. We figure out which organ needs help first. And sometimes by giving the right supplement or right lifestyle change to that organ, the other ones are figured out after I test through them again. So that's quite interesting that we try to give a medicine or a supplement to every symptom we have, when we really just need to know what organ is the most stressed and figure out why it's stressed, fix that, and the other organs tend to fall into place. It's quite interesting. So after this whole session, we bring out some supplements, test her on them to make sure the body is liking those supplements, and maybe she doesn't need anything, and it's more of a lifestyle change that we talk through. So you're totally in control in these sessions. You get to decide if you want to do any supplements or not. Maybe we work on something else other than supplements and see how that goes first. So I love these little personalized sessions, and it really helps the whole idea of lifestyle change happen a little easier and without such frustration of the whole trial and error sort of situation. So this is now part of the Fresh Start program, and there's a whole nother YouTube video on this, but it is a 3 or 6 month accountability program where I really want to help pinpoint what's going on with you, find different weaknesses that we can enhance and just do it in a realistic manner. A big part of the Fresh Start program is accountability and journaling. So the first 30 days, you use this manual that I put together and you journal every day for 30 days. Yes, it's hard work. I'm not gonna sit here and say that this is gonna be a piece of cake program and you're just gonna be fixed just like that. You do need to put some effort into this because I feel like that's the only way to get anywhere with change is put effort in. So that's part of the program. You get another cookbook of mine to help you with finding good, clean recipes. I also really work on portion control and understanding macronutrients. So I have some different tools that I have in my toolkit for you. You get a sauna session that helps you with detoxing heavy metals, amongst other things, and getting rid of inflammation is a big deal. I recently am offering red light therapy, and so that is going to be included as well. What else is there? Oh, an EPT session, which is the emotional side of wellness. You will get an emotional polarity technique section done with my fellow health professional in this program, Lisa Kanapke. Her and I are really trying to work together to figure you out and get you feeling your best with 24/7 accountability. Every day in an app, I will show up with some education and you can watch it and ask questions anytime. It's super small group and individualized, yet you're amongst other like-minded people in this group. So NRT is now part of the Fresh Start program. You can also do this NRT session solo without the accountability group. So details on the cost is a regular NRT session is $75 and it takes me about an hour and a half to get through all the information that I want to discuss with you and answer all your questions. Then if you do a follow-up, it is $40 to do this run through again and see if we're doing better or if we need to make any additional changes. If you refer somebody in or you've gotten referred in by somebody that's already done the NRT, your session is $65, so I give us a little discount there. Senior rate and children rate are $50 for a new patient or new client session. Okay, so I'm very excited to be able to learn this and share this with everyone around me that is willing and wanting to feel their best. I am definitely one of those that if something's going wrong, I want to figure it out. I don't want to push it aside. I don't want to band-aid it. I truly want to figure out the problem, the root cause, and fix it. So thank you, Finley, for being my demo girl. She about fell asleep on us. And thank you for joining me today. And you can schedule anytime by contacting me. I'll put my link in the information below, or just see me at Jeneration Fitness on Instagram or on Facebook, or generationfitness.com. Thank you so much.